Diverse Learners Choice Book Review Project. My name is Samantha Miller, and the book that I chose to read for this project is Diversity in America. The author was Vincent N. Perillo, and the book was published in 2009. I'm sorry, there's an issue going on outside with the dogs. I'm sorry. There were 11 chapters in this book, and each of them covering a topic of diversity. The first chapter was titled Perception and Reality. The chapter started out with emblazoned in virtually every individual's mind is the knowledge that the United States is a nation of immigrants. This concept is being taught in schools and can even be traced back to the 17th century. That idea is being proved in making history by immigrants pursuing a dream by living in America. The book explains that even by immigrants doing so, there are negative reactions. The first chapter goes into an explanation of why America, the nation of equal opportunity for ideas, is so critical. A quote from Roman orator Cicero read, "Not to know what happened before we are born, to remain perpetually a child." To me, this means that America has a lack of the past, including diversity. The first chapter covered many great points of perception and reality in America and how both can be so deceiving. Chapter 2's title is Diversity in Aboriginal America. This chapter covered multiculturalism and the misconceptions. Diversity in language was brought up, which went into explanation that 200 or more distinct societies spoke approximately 200 mutually unintelligible languages, along with hundreds of dialects. Language influences a society in their perception. An example given was the Native American tribes. They speak in different tongues, live in separate worlds, and are aware of neighboring tribes, but so dissimilar in their languages. Gender roles was also brought up in Chapter 2. Along with gender roles came labor roles, which that proves that time has significantly changed. Chapter 3 went into explanation of diversity in colonial times. With colonial diversity beginnings came adventurers, debtors, opportunists, social outcasts, and desperate people, all risking a 3-month journey to the New World. Many died from sickness and never completed the journey. Those who did come, they came with a new language, along with religion, customs, skills, and new talents. A better understanding of this proves how far diversity has brought America. Chapter 4 was titled Diversity in Early National Period. This chapter explained traditions that were brought forth in earlier times. Examples would include gender role expectations before and after war. Social process has evolved and tradition was routine. With this being said, a new era has begun. Same-sex marriage is being looked upon, and I'm not so sure if it's being accepted or not. But just to show that that's even come about proves that we've moved a long ways. This chapter identifies national identity, linguistic independence, religious independence, religion and politics, and institutions containing religion. Chapter 5 was titled Diversity in the Age of Expansion. This chapter goes into depth on vast resources and opportunities that have attracted farmers, factory workers, and mine workers. There is continued experience in the United States. This chapter told of all the attraction and whereabouts that each of them came from. Chapter 6 was titled Diversity in the Industrial Age. The first sentence started off as the United States became an industrial giant in a world of influence. This chapter discussed some of the outstanding changes that occurred between 1871 and 1920. Transportation changed and a dramatic growth in population which made cities grow. The chapter discussed minority family economies, population diversity, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, as well as Native Americans. There were new arrivals typically in migration patterns for each of these. Chapter 7 was titled Diversity in Information Age. The changes in immigration laws in different America was discussed. Minority rights and equality were topics that were brought up in this chapter. And the rest of the book covered topics including multiculturalism, and if it's a threat, multiculturalism after the happening of 9/11, and the next horizon, which stated that we are dawning into a new century. Many thresholds have been passed over the years, and no one knows what the future holds. We could all make an educated guess, but there is no fact in that. This book made so many good points and covered a lot of diverse areas. I enjoyed reading it and seeing how diversity has emerged over the years. As I had wrote on my summary of the book, it offers a perspective analysis to provide outlooks on diverse issues in America. The author touches base and gives a perspective and social analysis of multiculturalism in America. The use of history helps account for times in historic past that represent how diverse America really is. The use of maps helps demonstrate how diversity is distributed throughout the United States. There were many maps in this book. They covered the languages being spoken in America, how different each of them are, and whereabouts they are in the United States. And it covered the different religions in the United States. It went into great detail of the different religions and the importance of each of the religions. And this book was a great help when visually understanding how diversity is not isolated in pockets, but yet a large and mixed unit, all with their own contributions. The book demonstrated political highlights through history that has changed and molded the United States into the diverse melting pot that it is. The book was really good about showing the diversity and how much we have come and went through over the years. Like I said, it covered the diverse melting pot that we have become, and we have made terrific strides in America, and this book showed each of those strides in different attributes. Thank you for listening to my video, and have a good night.